If it ain't, I can make you bust the loose or call for troops if I stare at you. But I gotta keep myself in check, keep an eye on the line while I place my bet. You believe it all true, that better fall like that, not break your neck. So get ready for the mass effect, get ready to test event. I don't happen now, it ain't happening then, no. Making up a scene, you know what I mean. Nothing but a drama queen, but I give you that you're captivating, but it's nauseating when you say that you're a superstar. You can't bring it down, I see the way you're operating. Watch me turn around, see the lights go out, really anticipating. Superstar, you ain't a part of me. I'm Mr. Turn You Down, you're Mr. God of me. I got that constant shake, you fumble, stumble, can't say. It's a little hard to concentrate when I bite my tongue and go restrain. That 909, that 808, that bump and bass, gon' bust your face. I'm all for social grace, but that fake ass shit gets me irate. Let's go ahead and face the facts. If you wonder why you can't relax, it ain't nothing but an heart attack, and that's with attack, and you handle that. No, you making up a scene, you know what I mean. Nothing but a drama queen, but I ain't saying that I'm mad at you. But just say the truth when you say that you're a superstar. You can't break it down. I see the way you're operating. Watch me turn around, see the lights go out, really anticipating. Superstar, you ain't a part of me. I'm Mr. Turn You Down, you're Mr. God of me.
Hey!
We hope you're having a super day.
Wasabi! Welcome back to Van Philosophy. Thanks everybody for tuning in. What's up, Rico? Hope you're doing well, man. We've got a crazy topic today. We kind of came up with it on the whim. Because I ended up mentioning one topic to you, and then you went down a rabbit hole.
That's why I was like,
and you were
we
saying
mix it with this.
About these things. And I was like, how about a top 10 superhumans? And you're like, yes.
Yeah.
So we got some pretty cool dudes in here. If you end up knowing any that we don't end up mentioning, let us know. Hopefully the internet's doing fine. I see that we're getting a few little blips, but it's blipping out high on the high end. So maybe I need to adjust my settings. What's going on, Steve? Hope Nancy's sitting there with you.
Bonjour.
Hope Vegas is awesome. I've seen some of the pictures. You guys rocking the Roshambeaux swag, so that's pretty rad.
That was cool.
But I did just a little quick update. I messed up my wrist. We had to cancel our beach from the inside. It's kind of bizarre. I was working on the van. Mm-hmm. I ended up calling Kyle because I was like, dude, I might have to get towed or something, so we can use the AAA. And the tire was all the way to the floor. I went to go get the oil change before we went, and they checked all of the air pressure in the tires, and I guess one of the valve stems got stuck. So drove back to the shop. One of the customers came in and was like, hey, that's your van, right? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, it's all the way on the ground. So I had to get I had to get a jack. I ended up having to come home to get the right jack because they had one of those crazy stupid things, and that sucks.
Oh, those little tiny ones where you gotta
yeah,
you turn it like this.
And the jack that comes with the van, the one that's in the van, won't fit underneath the axle. It wouldn't fit. It was too tall to start with, which is really weird. Huh. Anyway, I got and it's a short pole jack. It's a kind of smaller one. And man, I was wrenching. I had to have a friend hold my legs down while I was doing it because it was so hard to do.
Hold me still.
Yeah. So it was really crazy. Ended up hurting myself. I think it was just adrenaline because I remember so I had to take the tire off, took it to the auto repair place. I think it was the Walmart one. And it was $3 to fix. Not a big deal with that, but I remember trying to put the tire back on the van and I couldn't lift the tire.
Because you're done.
Because I'm done.
But you don't know it. But you just don't know it yet.
I was just oh, it's just heavy and I'm weak. You know what I mean? It was
that
weird.
happens with injuries.
Yeah.
I remember like crashing a dirt bike as a kid and having like stuff messed up and being like, I'm fine, and then I sat down and was like, I'm gonna die.
Right.
Like it's like a delayed.
It's bizarre.
dude.
It still hurts, but I'm wearing the brace still while I'm sleeping, and I'm sure I'm going to be fine for our show coming up next weekend and at Shenanigans in Dahlonega. So we should be fine. Jesse here asks, is Chuck Norris one of the superhumans? No, but probably should be.
I thought just Chuck Norris was God.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Chuck Norris wrote actually every superhero
Yeah.
story that you know.
Yeah.
He just paid like Stan Lee
Right.
to like manage it for him because he
Right.
was doing other stuff. You know, yeah.
So I've been doing that. I've been letting it heal. I have been getting a lot of the work done. I got all the preliminary edits done with the new cover for Patreon. So if you're on Patreon, look forward to it. It's really cool. But I'm doing a lot of text work, which kind of gives you guys a hint of what we decided to do. But I'm doing a lot of text stuff, and I'm through like the first verse. It's a weird song.
Yeah, it's like the
a weird
video.
song, so
the
it's
video
not-
is done, but the it's in like post now.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
the text edit. So I should be getting that done soon. Hopefully, like we'll be able to post it by the beginning of the week.
Yeah.
And do like the trailer by Wednesday or something like that.
By the way, have you seen what's come in? Like
Yeah.
this is funny. Like I meant to ask you this before we started, but we can talk
Yeah.
about it now. You saw what's come in, and then it was coming in from like multiple sources too.
Right.
But like some of those are pretty interesting. I kind of want to like get your opinion on it.
Yeah.
And like what your thoughts are so far and
Right.
what your ideas are. I think I have some ideas with some of them, but
I
some
want
of
to
them
share them
don't.
afterwards.
Yeah, don't share them now. 'Cause
Yeah.
we'll give it away.
There's
But,
some
like,
really good ones though.
Yeah.
Also, real quick, so I can make sure I get the name right. We wanted to thank our new Patreon members, Rod and Bev
Oh, it's
Richardson.
Rod and Bev.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome.
Welcome.
Welcome to
Thanks,
Patreon.
thanks for joining us over there.
And we'll give them a big like shout out next time.
Yeah.
Because it like just happened. Like
Yeah, it just happened. But
Before
that's,
the blog
That's
came
what I've been up to. Kyle, what have you been up to?
I went up to Wilmington over the weekend just to visit some old friends, and like got some beach time in. But I saw we went to this. It's called the Museum of the Bizarre.
Yeah.
Have you been there?
No.
It's
Bizarre.
so weird.
Yeah.
But it's not like everything you look at, you're like, God, that's weird.
Mm-hmm.
And so there was like, they were like, you can take pictures here, here, and here, but do not take a picture of anything.
Right.
And so I remember there was like, the stuntman in the Punisher film, these were his pants.
Right.
And you're like, oh, that's weird. And then you move on and you're like, here is the heart of a frog. And you're like, oh, that's weird. I never thought about looking at that. And then there is a personalized etching and like to the museum from like the Lobster Boy.
Oh,
From jail.
Wow.
So he like traced his hands
Right.
and wrote, hey, good luck with your museum kind of thing, or whatever he wrote on that. Because they had like a serial killer
Yeah.
one,
Oh, that's awesome.
And a lot of weird movie props. I think they had like stuff from The Walking Dead. It was like these were like the patches they wore in the movie. So it was like everything was just weird, but it wasn't like always gross weird or scary weird.
Right.
Like they just kind of like throw in like, oh, here's something weird.
Yeah.
Here's something really weird.
Yeah.
And they had a sword swallower
Yeah.
guy in there, and like it was pretty neat.
Neat.
And
Which is a lot better than just sitting around with like a.
I know you're like I'm injured, and
Okay,
I'm like I'm
gonna go to the beach.
Love you, bro, but I'm gonna go to the beach.
Yeah. I know you're dealing with all kinds of crazy shit. Man, I'm busy.
Well, like my family had planned a trip, and we were gonna go. I was like, oh, I can't go because we're going out
Right.
on the road. And then I was like, well, I have no excuse not to go.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
but it was a lot of fun. And did I ever tell you in the van about when we travel to like Midwest to be like, we gotta get some Blue Moon ice cream?
No.
Okay, I don't. Well, anyway.
Blue Moon
When you're
ice
up,
cream.
no, it's so delicious. It's
Okay.
like the most delicious flavor. I don't know what it's like. Fruity Pebbles or something.
Sure.
And with the cream, like it's great. I don't know, but it's not that. And it's
So
not.
creamy pebbles.
It's not blueberry. It's not
Right.
almond. It's not cherry. Like you don't know what it is. It's just
Yeah.
good. And down south, no one knew what it was.
Yeah.
And we went up to Wilmington and they had it, and I was like being a kid. I was like, I want a cone of that, please.
Right.
And it was awesome. So I finally found a place that's not, 14 hours away. It's only 7 hours away.
Right.
But yeah,
Cool.
that's what I'm up to.
Cool. Let us know what you guys have been up to. But first, we're going to get into our topic, man. So what do we got, Kyle? Superhumans, top 10. What are we starting
these
with?
were and these aren't in really any particular order.
Right.
It was just like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So one guy, the first guy's name is Daniel Kish.
All right, let's look at a picture of this guy and get his
All
get his stats.
So yeah, he was born in 1966 in the United States. So his ability is human echolocation, and his alter ego is that's what he does for his job.
Right.
Like he's the mild mannered professor because he's a professor.
Mm-hmm.
And what did he study? I actually had that written down. He just studied developmental psychology and special education.
Right.
That's what he has degrees in. So he can see through sound. He does little clicks. He'll go out and walk, and he'll go click, 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 and he'll be like, okay, there's a road and probably a car, and he knows what size it is,
right,
and how far away it is, and he's like, and I know I can walk through here because this is concrete.
Is he blind?
He's totally blind.
Totally blind. Okay.
So he's been blind since he was about 13 months. He had eye cancer.
Yeah.
So he doesn't remember sight. But he's been on a bunch of stuff. He's been on shows and people have interviewed him, and it's insane what he can do. They'll be like, we're gonna put this thing in front of you and we're gonna spin you around, whatever, and then and you tell us what you see, and he'll do it, and he'll describe there's a rectangular thing and say how heavy it is or what it looks like, and
right,
and it's crazy how accurate he is, and it's he sees better than we do.
Yeah.
In some things, and
his superhero name is Batman.
Man, because he's not
he kind of has a bat face.
Yeah. Well,
You know?
I mean, he's got bat abilities.
Yeah.
Or I guess they call him Dolphin Man.
Could. Yeah.
Because I remember there was some
Echo the
interview they were
Dolphin.
he's like a Batman or a Dolphin Man. I think they said because
Right.
that's what he uses.
I wonder, Rico, do you think you could use echolocation to work on the laptop? Or no?
Man, that'd be insane if you're
Useful.
you just kind of sit and send out some little sounds. And,
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's the battery.
It works. It's the batteries. That's what's wrong.
But also, the other thing about him is he has taught over 500 blind children how to do it.
Oh, right. So it's not just something that he has on his own. He can actually teach.
He can teach other people how to do it.
Interesting.
And
I wonder if anyone has ever used used it that wasn't blind. Can you learn it if you're not blind, or is it because you're forced, your senses?
I think you'd be so tempted to cheat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That
you're
yeah, that your brain wouldn't let you develop it
right.
because you can see, kind of a thing. That's
right.
what I would suspect. I don't know if anyone that was not blind learned how to do it effectively, but
right.
he's taught over 500 kids. So he's a superhuman. He has got superhuman abilities, but he's a superhuman.
Yeah. All right. Let's go to number 2. Well,
Number 2 is Wim Hof.
Wim Hof. His superhuman ability is he can cross his legs like that and not get a cramp.
Yeah.
Not true.
He's born in 1959 in the Netherlands. And his ability is that he's immune to cold, or it's just cold doesn't bother him as much.
Wow, completely?
Well, I don't know because I'm not inside his body.
Right.
But he kind of describes it as he can just deal with it.
Right. Well, I mean, but what about hypothermia?
Well, it seems like that doesn't bother him. So, So, anyway, he has won some world records, and this will kind of probably explain kind of how it is for him.
Right.
He swam under ice for 57.5 meters, which was a world record. Someone else has done it recently. Mm-hmm. But he didn't say that he wanted to quit. They had to pull him because his corneas froze. They had to do.
Oh, right.
They had to do medical checks on someone because it was under ice where the water is around.
Can you imagine your eyeballs freezing?
Yeah, like his corneas froze, and they had to pull him out and thaw him out.
That's messed up.
But he was like, no, I can go. You know what I mean? They're like, no, you can't, dude. Something really bad's going to happen.
Wait, Rico says he used telephony sometimes.
I use
Not
telephony.
Not telepathy.
If you explained it to someone like 100 years ago, they'd be like, you're all telepathic.
Right.
You're like, well, yeah, but it's because I have this phone.
Right.
Okay, he won the, I guess it's called like body and ice contact record. I don't know, like it's got a big long name, but
Sure.
it's basically his full body was in contact with ice for 2 hours and 8 minutes. And that like that will give you frostbite. You know what I mean? Like 5 minutes will give you frostbite. You know, at least with some people.
Well, dude, I remember whenever like my wrist was all messed up. Remember you came over and like worked on me for like 2 hours, and I got that ice pack.
Yeah,
I couldn't hold it on for very long.
Yeah, you're like, this is really cold. I'm like, it'll take the swelling down.
Well,
You have it as long as you can. As you can. You're like, oh, I can't. It already hurts.
It
Now
starts to burn, man.
It already hurts, and you're hurting me more.
Yeah. Stop hurting me.
He reached the top of Mount Kilimanjaro in only 2 days, wearing only shorts and shoes.
Okay.
So he put on his swim trunks and just put on some shoes and climbed an icy mountain.
Yeah.
in
With his
2
knees,
days.
because his legs are frozen like that.
Yeah. And then he also won a half marathon through ice and snow, but he went barefoot and won.
Okay.
So that's what he can do. Like he's got some weird superhuman stuff where it's like, and he's like, no, I'm fine. He's probably like perpetually has hypothermia. You know what I mean?
Like nerve damage.
Or I don't know. Yeah, something. But
Bizarre.
but that's what he can do.
And that's why they call him
The Iceman.
The Iceman.
And they actually call we didn't make that name up.
Yeah.
Like they call him the Iceman.
Yeah. Which is fair. It's a good name. All right.
And he's a motivational speaker. That was another thing. Like that's what he does for his day job.
That's motivational.
Could you imagine being like, I climbed Mount Kilimanjaro with just shorts on?
Right.
Be like, you can sell this product or whatever it is. You know what I mean? What's your Mount Kilimanjaro?
Right. He's like, smoke Newport, menthol. All right, next guy.
All right.
Look at this dude.
I'm gonna butcher this guy's name.
Hold on. Let me try it.
Ready? He's a llama.
I gotta pull
So
it
you
up. So I can see
you
it.
say llama.
Lamadashi dorso Itigilov.
Itigilov, I think.
Itigilov.
Dashi dorso Itigilov. I think.
Something. Maybe. All right.
And
where was he born, Kyle?
In Buryatia.
Let us know.
It was a part of the Soviet Union, so I think that's also why he has like, it kind of sounds Russian and it kind of doesn't, you know.
Right.
So anyway, we don't really know when he was born, and we don't even really know if this is him. We think it's this guy.
Okay. So his ability is his immortality, as you read there.
Uh-huh.
His alter ego is a teacher. He was a teacher.
Uh-huh.
And his superhero name is the Immortal.
Yeah, okay. So, can I call you Dashi? I'm going to call you Dashi.
Yeah,
All right.
old Dashi.
I'm going to call you Dashi.
Yeah.
All right, so, Lamadashi, apparently in 1927, told his students, I am near death. Mm-hmm. So what I want you to do is come find me in 30 years. And he's like, because I'm going to die. He's like, I want you to get a hold of my body in 30 years.
Right.
And he sat down in the lotus position and went into a deep meditation and died. But he remained in that position, and there were no signs.
So you can't be immortal if you just die, Kyle.
Okay. There were no signs of any decay for like a really long time. They like exhumed him 30 years later, and it did not look like that guy died 30 years ago. It looks like, is he still alive?
Right.
You know?
Exhumed him, like, so like he was buried.
I don't know what they did. I don't know if they like put him in a tomb.
Right.
I think they like wrapped him in something.
Yeah.
And so that was in 1957. They went and checked on him, and they were like,
You're like, yo, Dashi, how you doing?
like, he's dead,
Right.
but he's still here.
Yeah.
You know? And so they put him back, and I guess in 2002, someone found out that like there's this old monk that is dead, but like isn't decaying, or something weird's going on.
Right.
And they're like, so let's go steal him and like see if we can sell him.
Yeah.
So, and some people did for a while until 2015 when I think it was the Mongolian government like found out like, you're selling a dead body, you know? And they're like, no, you can't do that. That's not legal here.
Right.
And they tested who this was and like tried to figure out what it was, and like his cells are still alive.
Yeah.
So
His cells are still alive?
his cells are still alive.
Okay.
So
Looking like that?
So yeah. So everyone now, I don't know when this photo was taken. I don't know
Right.
if this was taken in 2015 or it's taken after, because like he's actually still on. He's like on display now.
Yeah, but
His remains are on display.
isn't that what you would want? You know,
Yeah.
with your
So
dead
anyway,
corpse?
so everyone's freaking out. They're like, "What is this?" They're like, "This guy is dead, but his body is not dead." You know. So they found like the people that he studied with and like the other monks, and they're like, "Oh yeah, it's Tukdom."
Right.
And they're like, "A lot of us do it. It's like we sit and we die and we just go into a deep meditative state, and we just like we die eventually, but it's like it can be a really long time, and like rigor mortis doesn't set in,
Right.
and like all that stuff." So basically how they explain it is they're like, you know, when you sleep you don't need a lot of energy.
Right.
They're like, it's like that, but like way down there, where
Yeah.
it's like I don't have enough energy to like pump my blood or do anything, but I can do like cellular regeneration.
Yeah.
You know, and like using all the calories in a very sparing way, kind of a thing.
Rico here says Dashi could probably use some lotion. I couldn't read it
So
without
like,
laughing
so
earlier.
now in 2022, like there are no detectable living cells in his body.
Right. Okay. So now he's dead. So he's not really immortal. So the name doesn't really hold up
Well,
anymore.
but the weird idea is it's like this was like 100 years ago,
right.
and he lived
Well, not quite.
for 100 years after he died.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I like that.
Like that's
Lived.
and
died.
died. Like it's crazy,
Yeah.
you know. And like obviously they
Well, what
didn't,
does it mean to live?
they
you
didn't
know?
do any testing to see like is there some type of brain activity going on. But like there's a bunch of people that can do that though.
Yeah.
But it's normally like a few days.
So
or a
soon
week-
we'll
or
have like a
week.
team up of the immortals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I said, the people that studied with him, they're like, it's pretty normal. Like you go and you die, and your body just doesn't die for a while till after you're
Right.
dead because you've
It's fine.
trained it to do that kind of a thing. Like it's
It's
crazy superhuman ability.
Right.
So
All
this
right.
next guy, Ricokrishnan Velu.
Number 4.
Ricokrishnan Velu.
Look at that dude. He's gripping it with his teeth.
We don't really know when he was born, but you can kind of see how old he looks. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, like
Born in Malaysia.
born in Malaysia.
His abilities are superhuman jaw strength. And then his alter ego is
So we don't
unknown.
know what he does with his day.
You know what he does? He chops down on people.
That's not what he does. Well, I mean, maybe
They hire him.
it would be
The mob hires him.
You would not want this guy because
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you what this guy did.
What was that guy's name? He was a James Bond villain with the teeth.
Oh, Jaws.
Jaws.
Yeah.
See, that's what he does for a living. He works for like some like evil villain.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It reminds me. What was that? Is it called The Man
I don't know.
with Samuel L. Jackson? And he's like, let me talk to masseter. Because the nerdy guy's like, oh, you know, your masseter muscle's really powerful. It's like
Right.
300 pounds of force or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, 300 pounds of power. I'm going to call my buddy masseter.
Massive.
So that's kind of what this reminds me of.
His superhuman name is the Tooth King.
The Tooth King, okay.
Because his teeth don't seem to want to come out.
Yeah. And
Rico knows Jaws. See?
Yeah,
Jaws.
And why this is so weird is because what he's holding in his mouth is actually a steel cable. And what he is pulling is a 7-coach train, which is over 328 tons.
Right.
Like this, like, I can't math.
I could
Can you
do-
math that right now?
I could do that.
Math that right now. How many pounds that is?
A lot.
Or how many kilos it is
I probably
for
do
extra points.
I probably do more than that.
328 tons. He pulled it 9 feet.
Yeah.
His teeth didn't break and his head didn't explode.
Yeah.
And didn't tear muscle. You know, like, it's what? So, and no one really knew who this guy was. They just knew he was from Malaysia.
Right.
So everyone's like, go Malaysia, go Malaysia.
Now, I would like to say, now I don't know if we have any of this stuff coming up because I haven't looked over all of these. But I've seen some people tie some things to other parts of their body and pull trucks and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a truck. A truck.
No, like a truck.
Well, even a semi-truck, dude. This is 328 tons.
But with his mouth. But what about you? What if you did that with your testicles?
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
Then he would be called the Ball King.
The ball.
But
He's called Ball.
But he did it with his teeth.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, like, they did an interview with him, and they were, like, asking him all these questions, and he's like, I'm really tired. He's like...
My mouth hurts real bad.
I mean...
I can barely talk right
he
now.
didn't want to do the interview, right? And then he's like, I do a lot of jaw exercises.
Right.
And laughed. Because they're like, who are you? And how can you do this? And are your teeth made of steel? And he's like, I do a lot of jaw exercises. And
I eat carrots like every day.
yeah, like, so, like, and they call him the Tooth King.
The Tooth King.
Yeah,
You
like,
can do it. Nuts of steel. Hey, that's a good one.
Like-
That's a good one.
so, yeah, he's like,
That's cool.
That's insane.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, he has that steel cable wrapped in something that's not gonna like crack his teeth.
They reported that it was only a steel cable attached to the train, and...
But what's in his mouth though? That's rope.
I don't know. Maybe
That's
they
not
just cover-
steel.
I don't know. Could be just old rusty chain steel thing.
Old
I'm not
rusty.
sure. Yeah, maybe they covered it in like some cloth or something. I'm not really sure.
All right.
It was
here we go.
by steel cable.
All right. We got 5A and 5B. This is
All right, so 5A. Definitely show it. Kevin Richardson. All right, Kevin Richardson is born in 1971.
He's a Backstreet Boy.
United States. Yeah,
You know-
his ability, he sings like an angel.
I heard
And,
that Backstreet's back.
Yeah, his
All right.
his superhero name is that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the wrong Kevin Richardson.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
This
yeah.
is
This is
the
not
guy is Kevin Richardson. That's his
Yeah.
name, but not that guy.
Right,
We
right.
already know his superhero.
It's this guy.
This Kevin Richardson.
Yeah.
What does that say? Born in 1974.
74.
Yeah, and in South Africa. And his abilities, he claims he can speak to animals.
I can speak to them as well.
Yeah, but like he's like no, he can like speak and they speak to him and like they're good, bro.
Oh, right.
You know what I mean? Like that's what.
I don't know if I
what
can
he-
speak to animals. I can speak at animals.
Yeah, like we speak
Yeah.
at animals. He claims
Yeah.
that he speaks to them.
Right.
So his alter ego is he's a conservationist in South Africa, and they call him the Lion Whisperer. And
Way cooler than like the Dog Whisperer.
there's so much on him. There's like so many documentaries and like he does all this stuff. But basically, like he can tame lions like nothing.
Yeah, he can be like, "What are you doing? Why are you doing that?"
Like he's the guy.
Yeah.
And it's so much so that like he will go out into the jungle and like be like, "Hey, what's up? This is what we're doing. We need to be cool."
Does he say it like that?
I don't know how he does it.
Because if he actually like does like,
But like yeah.
like a man. Yeah.
I don't know if he like speaks lion.
Right.
You know what I
Sure.
mean?
Like, I've learned.
But
the language.
whatever it is. Do you remember that scene? What was that scene in Solo?
Oh man.
Where they're
where you
like
search
speaking
Wookiee.
Wookiee,
Oh
and
my
we're like,
god.
no, that's not how it works.
Yeah.
Like we all know that's not how it works.
Yeah,
It's
that's-
just you just understand each other.
That's what he does with the
Okay.
lions.
Maybe it's that,
Yeah.
or maybe he's just like, hey.
God.
But his whole thing is just like, cat's a cat. You know, your cat does cat stuff at your house. He's like, that's what these lions are.
Right.
It's like, so I get it.
Well, we know that.
Yeah,
but
but they're
it's-
huge.
yeah,
You know,
they're
if
just
your
big.
cat get pissed off at you just for a second.
Has he done any kind of crazy feats besides just talking to him?
Well, it's like lions and tigers and not bears, but like leopards. It's
He
like
doesn't know bear yet.
he just like he's the guy,
Yeah.
and it's so much so that like everybody else that does it is like he's superhuman.
So
There's
you think whenever you become rich and famous, like when you get all the money in the world and you buy like a few lions, because I know that's probably what you're gonna do.
you get this guy?
Are you gonna get this guy?
You
You
get-
come like hang out with your
But
lions.
the
and
only thing though,
tell them like, hey, we're friends.
is I imagine he would probably be like, yeah, I'll come do that, but like the lion's cool with me. I can tell him that you're cool, but if he decides you're not cool one day because you're not talking
Right.
to him the right way, you know what I mean? Like,
I wonder if it's like he can't really talk to him, but he sprays like pheromones and things on himself. So like,
makes him sleepy.
yeah, you know what I
Like
mean?
he's got catnip.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I don't know, but like apparently, I don't know too much about him other than that like apparently he just like, he says he can do it, and there's no way to prove that he can't. You know what I mean? Because like, yeah, he knows his stuff.
Rico says, "I know the bare necessities." All right, number 6.
Okay, number 6 is Daniel Browning Smith.
Ooh, good old D Brown.
Born in 1979 in the United States.
I used to be able to do that with my leg.
Yeah. So the reason
Are you like for real? Like I used to be able to.
you could do that.
Yeah, I can take it
do,
like I can take it to like right here now, but I can't put it over my head.
You can't put it over your head.
Yeah.
He is absolutely insane. He I can't remember. He has something called, I hope I'm saying it right, Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. There's a bunch of
where is it?
Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, and it is
Ehlers.
it affects mobility of the joints, but there's a bunch of different versions of it, and his version, it's called like hypermobility.
Okay.
Ehlers-Danlos syndrome.
Yeah, because he was born in 1979 in the United States. Has hyperflexibility. He's an actor, stunt man. He stunts about.
And he's known as the Rubber Boy.
The Rubber
Boy. He's done like he hosted some shows and stuff too. Like he's got like a pretty big resume of like being known for contortion or being a contortionist. Contortionism? Is contortionism a word?
I think so.
As
being a contortionist.
So he has extreme mobility of his joints is what's going on. So it's like his joints just move because they're put together that way, kind of a thing. It's not like he's like stretched so much and like
you're pretty good with your joints.
Gain this flexibility. I'm good with a couple joints.
Couple joints depends on the kind.
So anyway, but he's vulnerable to jointless dislocation and bruising. Like is like kind of the downside of the syndrome. But he is able to like do really crazy stuff with his body. He can roll himself into a ball. Yeah. And it's just he's won 7 Guinness records for contortionism, or as being a contortionist. I don't know. Is contortionism a word?
I think contortionism sounds right.
It sounds like
it
it's
sounds
a word.
Good.
We're just gonna say it's a word
today,
so we can sound smart.
Right.
He studied under Master Liu Yi. You know him.
No, dude.
No, I don't know who he was, but he was the San Francisco School of Circus Arts. Okay. When he was a teenager, he was like a street performer. He just decided like I'm just gonna go out, and he's like, 'cause I can do this and people want to watch. Right. So he like kind of like developed his own show, and he's like, well, I'm gonna go to school for it. And so he's made the syndrome work for him. Yeah. And but he's like,
you gotta love that. Like sometimes things are great for you, and it's like they call it a syndrome.
Yeah.
It's weird.
But like I said, it does have. It's not all like awesome.
Yeah, because like his like shoulder will come out of place or something.
Yeah, and I know he's sensitive to bruising, and I think there's a few other things too. Right. But yeah, no, he's a superhuman. It's awesome.
Human. Look at those bending skills. All right. Next up, we have number 7.
This might be like one of my favorite ones.
All right.
I don't know if it's the coolest one.
Well, let's read the card here, and then let's give some backstory.
So this is Stephen Wiltshire.
Wiltshire. He was born in 1974 in the United Kingdom. His abilities are photographic memory. So some of us have photographic memory, but this dude has photographic memory. His alter ego is he's an artist, so that's a great way to use his abilities. And his superhero name is the Memory Man.
Yeah, and we just gave him that name. Yeah, like he just goes by Stephen Wiltshire. Yeah, but
when you go meet Stephen, don't be like, "Yo, Memory Man," or do it.
Maybe you can.
Maybe you can,
as long as you're respectful.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what Stephen can do is he can look at an entire landscape. Like they'll drive him somewhere, and take him to something he's never seen before, and he will look at it once and come back with a huge detailed canvas.
Right. Like everything that he saw.
Every little thing. And they'll hold it up and they'll be like, oh, there's that little tree over there. Yeah. Oh, and there's that broken down car that was parked just that way. And like whatever's going on, it's like insane artistry anyway. You know what I mean? For someone to be that detailed with it.
Right.
but to only see it once and then never see it again and be like, yeah, I know how to draw that. He is classified, or he's considered, at least in the UK, as an autistic savant. So he has autism. But like he can do this insane level of art with just a glance.
Yeah.
And you can kind of see in this photo, but like you need to go check out his stuff. And it's awesome.
I like that
anyway.
his shadow, whatever he's drawing, it kind of makes it look like a weird face with like a frumpy mustache.
Oh, yeah.
You see
It's
that?
just a shadow.
Like, meow.
Yeah. So, but anyway, like go check out his stuff because it's like, it's really, really good.
Yeah.
If you would sit there for hours looking at it,
Right.
referencing it, but for
Right.
him to just look at it once and be
And
like,
he's
yeah, I
got it.
got it. Like, it's just, it's
And
super.
Saying he is
It's
super.
It's above super.
Super. All right, number 8 we got here.
All right, I believe this guy, his name is Tai Wok. It's not spelled that way with our alphabet.
No.
And I may be saying that incorrectly, but I seem to remember that in Vietnamese, the NG is a W sound.
Right.
But I'm not sure. So if you guys know that, make sure you put it in the comments because I love to be educated on stuff like that.
Oh, absolutely.
Tai Wok, or as we would probably just say, knock or knock, because
Nyok.
it's like that's not our alphabet. They have a
Nyok,
totally
nyok,
different
nyok,
alphabet.
nyok.
We're trying real hard over
Yeah.
here in the United States.
Yeah. But he was born in 1942 in Vietnam.
And he needs no sleep.
None.
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 Not a wink.
I didn't whenever I was like a teenager.
But he claims he has not slept in 46 years.
It looks great.
And so, yeah, I mean, because he's very old. You know what I mean? He's 80, 42,
Something.
in
Yeah.
his 80s. So
Don't ask me to do quick math today.
anyway, he
His alter ego,
reported-
he's a farmer.
Yeah, he's a farmer as his alter ego. So
Yeah.
he reported that one day in his adult life, he got this really, really bad fever one night. It was the worst fever he ever had. And then he came out of it, and then he said he just didn't feel like he needed to sleep, and nothing bad is happening. And so he just doesn't sleep because he got this fever. So they've done tests on him. They've monitored him for 10 days in isolation and on camera, making sure that he didn't sleep, and he didn't sleep. And if you don't sleep for like 2 days,
Oh, yeah.
you get weird.
You're
know
real
what I mean?
weird.
And he's like, it's just Ty in there being his
Yeah.
normal self. They did say that he has a reduced liver function, and they kind of attribute it to like him not sleeping, but at the same time, like maybe he just likes to drink and didn't say something.
Right.
You know what I mean?
but
Like,
that's the
like
thing
a lot
is-
of us have reduced liver function. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like that seems like for that to be maybe that's what's wrong with you because of this,
Right.
And not that like you've gone completely fucking insane.
Well, the problem is with someone like this, where he's
Or
like,
like-
I don't ever sleep and I don't need sleep. So anytime anything ever comes up, they're going to attribute it to him not sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like that might not be
Right.
You know what I mean? Reduced liver like slightly reduced liver function.
What about, like...
He does say
functionality.
though, like in more recent interviews, he said he feels like a plant without water. He said that's like how he feels. So like he knows that like it's probably not good for you to not sleep. You know what I mean?
Right.
But he's also old. And I imagine that I would be a gentleman that's 80 years old being like, I kind of feel like a plant without water.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, because
Yeah.
you're old, you know?
Yeah.
So,
But it does mean, though, that he lives more than everybody else.
yeah.
Because, I mean, you live a lot of your
For
life
46 years.
sleeping. Yeah.
Yeah. He, that's a third of your day,
Yeah.
Maybe not quite, but yeah.
It's
a
close.
third of your day.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and like and the other thing too is like they observe, they're like, what does he do? And they're like, he's a farmer, and he'll lift up that 100-pound sack of something and carry it over there, you know? Like he functions great.
Yeah.
And
Maybe he's like a poppy farmer.
yeah, but that would put you to sleep.
Oh,
Don't you
right.
remember the puppy, like
Yeah.
in the Wizard of Oz or whatever?
Yeah.
Like it would put you to sleep.
Yeah.
Don't fall asleep.
That's crazy. That's why his superhero name is the Insomniac.
It's not. They probably call him something else in,
Yeah.
in
But he
Vietnam,
but he
that's
is
what we'll call
super.
him,
Yeah.
But he's super. Yeah.
Yeah, and in Vietnam they call him. Nyek, 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 nyek. Okay. Number 9. Wow, we were plowing through here.
Oh, we're plowing through. Well, whatever.
Here we go. We got Tumo monks.
Yeah. So this is a Tumo monk. There's actually a bunch.
A
of
lot of
these
it. So this is like multiple.
There are like there's lots of superheroes out there,
Yeah.
and like that you don't talk to, but like it's insane what they can do.
Right.
So
Because you only have one ability here. I don't think there's a lot more.
there's a few more,
Yeah.
but this is this one. that
Wait,
they have.
real quick. Does anybody else just have a bunch of gunk in their throat for the past week?
I felt a little like allergy
Like,
today. Yeah, a little like.
Yeah, it's like there's something in there.
Yeah.
It's weird, dude. It's weird.
There's something blue in.
Yeah, something's going on. I think it's
the
just-
ragweed.
It's getting
it's
towards the.
It's August. It's got to be the ragweed.
It's always the ragweed.
Yeah.
No, like there's something going on like the past week. I guess because like summer's ending and like new stuff is going on.
You know, I saw this article.
Not to take over Tumo monks here, but
I saw this. Yeah, I'll interrupt for a second.
yeah. I love doing that.
Apparently, I guess it happened today. It either happened today or yesterday. There was this crazy solar flare that hit the Earth, and I remember like the article seemed like, and something's gonna happen tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it was like it's gonna make the aurora borealis a little brighter, you know, and you can see it from farther away. So it's actually like kind of a pleasant thing, but it kind of makes me wonder. I think they call it like geomagnetic storms. I think is what it is, and it's caused by like projections from the sun. I don't know,
Yeah,
it's
the
like
sun's
plasma,
Vomiting up some
vomit,
shit.
light,
Yeah.
radiation, whatever.
Right.
But like it was kind of interesting to be like, oh, what's gonna happen?
Oh, and that's what causes our allergies.
Yeah, and I was like, but hey man, there's been some geomagnetic storms. Maybe that's giving you a frog in your throat.
It
You know? I
could
don't know.
be Punky Mocks. Could be that.
Punky Mock. That needs to be a band.
Yeah, it does need to be. Yeah.
Punky Mocks.
Punky Mocks.
Oh my god, let's be in that band.
Yeah.
Let's quit and
Yeah.
let's be in that band.
And we'll do nothing but like the covers we're doing this month.
Yeah.
It's just that.
And
we're
it's
called Punky
oh,
Mocks.
just that one?
Or like those kinds.
Like those kind of ones?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
And we're Punky
We
Mocks.
quit.
We're out of here. All right. So, born, don't know. They're Tibet. There's a bunch of them. They can manipulate body heat, but probably a lot more. And they're monks.
They can do more.
Right.
They can also, another thing that goes along with this is they also can slow their metabolism at will.
Yeah.
For like survival purposes. And be like, I ate this and I need this to work for a while. So I'm going to digest it very slowly.
Right.
And they can just decide to do that. But, so yeah, they can manipulate their body temperature, which like sounds like you're like, oh, okay, you can like give yourself a fever. But when they would test these guys, their fingertips would, it would be like a difference of 17 degrees, which I don't know if that sounds like a lot, but like if you have a temperature of like 6 degrees,
Right.
like you'll die.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So for the fact that he's like emitting 17 more degrees where they test it in his hands,
Right.
like that's where like the Liu Kang Mortal Kombat thing comes from. Is it's like I'm gonna hit you and it's gonna be hot.
Right.
And but so it's like it's insane what they can do.
Yeah.
And there's like obviously there's health benefits to it too, because you can be like, I think I'm gonna get in a cold, I'm gonna give myself a quick little fever,
Right.
and it's done.
She gave me fever.
But yeah, no, these guys, I mean, they can do like insane.
Where's he
crazy
standing
things.
at?
I don't know where.
Because there's like
this-
brick and stuff that doesn't really look. Doesn't remind me of like Tibet, but maybe I'm just like.
I don't know. I got bricks in Tibet, sure.
Yeah,
I don't
probably.
know. I don't know where it was. Maybe they were like, "Hey, why don't you come over here and we'll take a picture of you?"
Yeah, come in this back alleyway. Let me show
Well,
you.
you know that's how like. Sorry, photographers. You know that's how some photographers can be. They're like,
Right.
"Hey, we're gonna go over here and we're gonna take this shot in this picture."
Yeah.
And you're like, "Okay."
Okay.
How do I need to be? You need to stand like this.
Yeah.
And we're gonna hang on. No, I need more of it. And you're like, okay.
That's why there's not a lot of pictures of us.
So that like
We
that
think it's
might
so silly.
that might be what that guy's doing. They're like, you just need to look. I need you to stand more like this. Go.
Right.
And he's like, okay.
Fine.
Maybe that's what happened.
Yeah.
They're just bothering.
But these monks
just
can do
bothering
crazy
this
stuff.
monk.
So they can like change their metabolism, alter their body heat.
And tons of other stuff too.
Tons of other
But
stuff.
this is like if you had a fever of 17 degrees, you would be dead.
Yeah. Rico
You know what I mean?
thinks that the picture was taken on the world tour in New York City.
Maybe.
That's
be.
definitely a back alleyway somewhere.
But all the grass, though.
Yeah, like in between houses because they never mow it because they don't own mowers.
Oh, but that seems like that's like a big house then.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't know, like some crummy apartment.
This is like it's in Midtown, and Fred didn't mow his grass.
I think it's like in the ghetto, and like that's like a ghetto apartments or something, and like
I don't know. That door looks kind of nice. It's like
Is that a
see
door?
a red door. I think that red is a door.
And you think those are stairs?
Yeah.
I thought that was just a wall with like a plastered up.
And there's brick, and there's like another brick building. I don't know.
I don't know. Who cares? Okay, all right.
We're like
Carried away.
talking about the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Here.
These
this
guys
guy
do all kinds of cool
has
stuff.
like superhuman abilities.
Yeah. It's pretty impressive. I mean, like you can look up like what all months can do. Like there's a long laundry list of stuff, and like the way they're able to manipulate how they are, their being, is just insane. Like a lot of us would go crazy just trying, even like slowing your metabolism because you have to stay super calm, super still.
I read this interview of a guy that went and it was like, I just want you to teach me something. Like, what is it? You know?
Yeah.
And they were like, and they like put him up in this cabin. And they're like, you're just gonna stay in here
Forever.
you know,
Yeah.
into like, and like I think they'd come check on him, and I think they'd like bring him some food, but they're like, if you get more hungry than this, you got to figure it out. And he said the worst thing was like, you're so bored and you don't know what to do, and you're going crazy.
Right.
And they're like, that's the lesson you need to learn. Is like how to just be.
Yeah.
And then we'll teach you like how to shoot fire out of your hand.
Right.
You know what I mean?
All right. Here we go. All right, final one, number 10. After this, we're gonna try to discuss like some like maybe special abilities we might have.
Oh yeah, we can discuss that.
All right,
This guy, dude,
Biba
this guy. Biba Struja.
Struja.
I think that's.
1959 in Serbia. His abilities is he can store freaking electricity.
Can store electricity.
Which, you know, the human body, we make electricity, but this dude can store it.
Yeah.
And not just like the single like 1 volt kind of thing.
And it's way more insane than
Yeah.
that. Okay.
And he's a kindred heart therapist.
Kind-hearted.
Kind-hearted.
A kindred heart. Maybe I guess if you read that real fast.
I did. I read it real fast.
kindred heart.
Kindred heart.
Yeah, no. He's a kind-hearted therapist.
Kind-hearted
That's his
therapist.
alter ego.
Yeah. My special ability is I can't read.
But I'm special ability. Okay. But he goes by Battery Man.
Yeah.
So, God, he can withstand 1 million volts
1 million.
at amperages that like no one has survived.
But I say it all has to do with the ampage.
Yeah.
Because you can take a lot of volts.
Yeah, you can take but this is like it's at an amperage that like you're dead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like comically so.
Right.
Comically like you can what now?
Yeah.
But he can do it and he can prove it. And
Hold on, while you're talking, I'm gonna do some Google food real fast.
I know like I've watched a lot of this stuff and I go like this has to be a trick. Like I don't know if he's just found a way to fool a bunch of people. You know what I mean? Because it's like it's insane to think of like to see what he does. You're like it has to be an illusion. He has to be like pulling your leg here. But he claims that he's able to absorb electricity and then be able to release it.
I just want to. All right.
You found some more stuff?
So the thing is like any amount of current over 10 million amps, like 0.01 amp, is capable.
Millionths.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is capable of producing painful to severe shock, right? 100 and 200 milliamperes. That's 0.1 to 0.2 amps.
Yeah.
Can kill you. 0.1 to 0.2.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know what the amperage that he can take is. You know,
I'm Googling it.
like, how many amps can he take? I don't know if they've released that information. It might not be like as impressive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyway, that's not like the thing is like he can get electrocuted. The reason why he said he thinks he's able to be electrocuted is because when he was a kid, he pulled up a live cable accidentally. He was like digging in the dirt and found a broken live cable and was electrocuted. And so he says like he built up a tolerance or something, or I guess maybe got an interest in building them.
I'm getting there.
Okay. So he can take 1,000,000 volts, and has survived it like no one else on record is at the amperage. You know.
Okay, 1,000 milliamps is what this dude can take.
1,000 milliamps.
Yeah. Which is like many times the amount. Like it's like way more than what can kill you.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's how much he can take.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Doesn't that make you go like, what?
Yeah.
But then what is weird, what's even weirder about it, because like that's weird enough where you're like, yeah, I can just take all of this electricity and nothing happens to me. You're like fucking god level stuff, you know?
Yeah. Like force freaking lightning.
But apparently he can like do stuff with it.
Yeah.
So there's like videos of him like boiling water.
Mm-hmm.
And there are videos of him like
without touching something.
Of him like, and he's like making contact, direct contact. Like,
yeah, but he's not touching a battery as well.
No.
Okay.
At least they don't show you that, you know. And also, it's him like cooking hot dogs. He's like holding up forks, and then like you'll see the hot dog like start to like sweat.
Yeah.
And cook and then burst open. And
Superhero power. I'd make some killer dogs, man.
Well, but the thing is though, is it's like, but he could touch you and probably kill you. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
But what he does is he runs an electrotherapy center, and like heals you with his hands.
Right.
He's like a walking TENS unit.
Right, which Kyle did to me whenever we were trying to check out my wrist to see if we were good for the tour or not. He brought a TENS unit over and hooked it up on my arm, which is weird, man.
Yeah, but
I haven't had one of those on me in a long time.
I love it. Not talking about it, I'm like, I think I need some on my shoulders.
It. But this guy's crazy.
So
he is a super human.
Yeah.
That's it.
So I don't think that I have any superpowers. But
we're gonna talk about it during our wrap up.
Oh, we're gonna talk about a wrap up.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm gonna talk
Real
about
quick.
someone else then.
So before that, let's remind everybody that we've got merch available over on storefrontier.com/Roshambeaux. We've got the tanks. It's starting to get cool, so we look forward to our long sleeve and hoodies making the return in just a few weeks. But go check out, get them while you can. Sizes, colors, designs, all kinds of new ones. We actually have a brand new t-shirt design, which if I have it here, I do, right here, that is already available over there on storefrontier.com/Roshambeaux. It's killer, man. The brand new tee, like, I want this shirt. What's great about this shirt is I could wear it because it doesn't have the band name on it.
Oh, yeah!
Yeah.
We can go around and they're not like getting pretty egotistical there, huh?
Right.
Like, no, like we can wear it.
I can actually wear this shirt
because it doesn't have our name on it.
So we're really excited about it. It's super rad. Go pick up one. We're super pumped. Thanks for everybody that's already ordered one.
I think I'm gonna get one for myself, actually.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think I have to.
Yeah. It's the whole thing. So, final thoughts. Kyle?
Oh, okay. So I don't have any superpowers, but I make fun of my wife for this all the time.
Yeah.
Because she can't wear watches.
Yeah.
And I guess I've heard other people that can't. But what happens is the battery drains. Like, wear the watch. And I'd be like, and we've tested it out, like, I'll wear the watch for like a week or two and be like, yeah, it's fine, there's nothing wrong with it. And she'll wear it for like a day and it's dead. And then I'm like, so like, do you feel stronger? And she's like, shut up, you know?
Yeah.
She's like, I can't wear watches, it's really inconvenient.
Right.
So I don't think there's any benefit.
You don't have
from
any like
it.
special talent or anything like that? Come on, you gotta have some stuff.
I mean, I like to sing.
Y'all. Come on. Nothing.
But that's it.
Rico, what's one of your special talents, man? He says here, I wouldn't say I have superhuman abilities. Mine are more like stupid people tricks.
Oh, I can do this. There's some people that can't do that.
No, I can do that.
We can both do it. But like, there's a bunch of people out there. They're like, how do you do that? I can't do it. And you're like, I don't know. I just,
yeah.
you know?
All right. Well, my final thoughts are, it's really cool that people can do things, man. Isn't it really rad?
Like, and some of this stuff, it's like, what?
Yeah.
And the fact that there's a bunch of people doing it for good.
Yeah.
And justice. The
But
one
none
guy
of
who's
them-
like,
none
he
of them
learned
are fighting
echolocation
crime.
and teaches other people.
Yeah.
Clinic.
I want to see more people like this actually like fight crime.
I feel like Beavis Jr. could fight crime.
He can fight crime.
Yeah, he'd be like waiting for you in the alley, and like the guys like stole the woman's purse, and he's like, like,
but also, I can do this.
Oh, that's weird.
Look at that.
I mean, I don't know what that is.
You're pushing your thumb knuckle out. See that? See how
mine doesn't do that.
Comes out.
Mine doesn't. It won't do that.
Yeah. I can also do this. Look at that.
Yeah, I can't.
Can you do that, Kyle?
I can't do that.
Yeah. It's interesting.
I don't.
See how it's just the first little.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I can't.
Weird, right? Yeah. Right. I can also do this.
Oh, I don't know if I can do that. I mean, because I can't really whistle. You like hum and whistle at the same time?
Oh.
Yeah. God, you're so super.
I'm super.
I gotta find my superhuman. I'm like, oh,
where's my power?
What about me?
Rico says here, I can touch my pointer finger and my pinky together behind the middle of my ring fingers. Pointer finger and his ring finger like this.
Pointer finger and ring finger like this?
We can all do it. Look at that. Oh wait, I can also do this. Watch this. That reminds me of.
Maybe we're all like super.
Maybe everyone's super.
Turn.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, that's so weird looking.
Super.
I remember the first time you showed me that, I was like, oh, that's weird.
Or
do it again.
The Cyclops.
That's the best one.
All right, before we get to the end here, man, let's remind everybody to go check out Patreon, man. Even for as little as $1, goes a long way. We are almost wrapped up with the brand new.
Gonna have a new video out soon.
I just showed it to Kyle. Kyle, how's it so far?
I like it. I like it a lot.
It's cool.
I think it's cool.
It's cool. And we're gonna be posting that up next week. Again, big shout out to. So I don't mess up the name.
Oh, it's Bevan Rod.
Bevan Rod
R.
Bevan Rod R.
Yeah. Welcome to Patreon.
Welcome to Patreon.
And
thanks for joining us.
We hope you enjoy the secret videos that aren't out yet.
Yeah.
And got a new one coming out.
And
put in a request.
Put in the request.
Put in a request, and we'll see what we'll do next month.
Yeah. We got that. We got backstage stuff, and we can also do like a video call. We are a little bit backlogged on the video calls. We got to catch up. But we're doing it. We're doing it. Because freaking COVID stuff, man. You're like working doing the construction stuff. I'm doing like the shop stuff.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It's been a busy year.
Ridiculous.
But it's fun, though.
We're super grateful for all of you guys. Thank you so much for being a part of it. But that's going to do it for us. Mm-hmm. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for being here. Kyle, why do we do this in the first place anyway? This seems weird. Why would people do this?
Well, I like this because it's like we're in the van right now. You know?
Right.
And I sit about like right here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You'd be like, hey man, hand me my drink. And I'd be like, oh yeah, okay, here you go. You
Yeah.
know? And so we would sit like this, you know, like not looking at each other.
Yeah.
Because we crash, you know, in the van.
Right.
You're
Yeah.
looking forward.
Can't do it.
And we're sitting there talking about like just weird stuff that we found. Or we didn't find anything weird. And we needed to find something weird.
Right.
So we could stay awake.
Yeah, we just come up with random topics.
Be like, hey, I want to know more about the British Empire.
Right.
And we'd be like,
or
okay.
like the Trailatiers, which there is actually a In the Van episode on Patreon exclusive where we're talking about Trailatiers.
When we go out on the road, and we don't do it every trip.
No, but when we know we're going to have a long in-between drive.
When we have a long in-between drive, we actually do a live podcast. It's not broadcasted live.
Right.
But like we just do.
We do it.
A podcast, audio only.
Yeah, and then we post it up to Patreon.
Because you can't have like lights in your face when you're driving.
Yeah, you can.
And but it's cool. Like you can like hear the van. You're like,
Yeah.
You're like, oh, make that turn. Oh shit! You know, like and all that stuff. Yeah. So there's a few of those, and yeah, when we were on the Trail of Tears, we actually did a podcast while we were on it. It was a really cool experience.
It was cool. It was very neat. But thanks again. You guys are the best. We love you so much. We will be back not next week, but the following week. And also, if you're in the Northeast Georgia area, we're playing in Dahlonega in the parking lot. of shenanigans. Not this weekend, but the next weekend. Is it Friday or Saturday?
Oh God.
Oh my! What?
I think it's Saturday.
I think it's Saturday too.
I'm gonna look right now.
Yeah.
I'm glad that we get to like program stuff online now, and you don't always have to remember something every time. You know,
Right.
you're like, oh yeah, all right.
It's Saturday.
Yeah, it's
I'm
Saturday.
looking at it. It's the only one.
I'm looking
on the
at it
dot.
right now.
It's the only one on the dot. But until next time, we love you guys so much. Take care. Be cool. Rico, get that laptop fixed. Love you guys.